Democrats are in on the Georgia congressional runoff. Democrats thought they'd be able to pull off a win, but it did not happen. But he did not lose by much. But John Ossoff was defeated by Republican Karen Handel. So people are saying, you know, oh, the Democrats can't pull it off. I just want to say that this race was much closer than anybody thought it was going to be, particularly in a state that has always gone Republican, much like the race that we saw. Oh, my God, where was it? Where the gentleman shoved the other guy.
Oh, was that Montana?
Montana. I think it's Montana.
Yeah, okay.
So is it that they haven't pulled it all the way out, or are things moving in a different direction?
I think things are moving. This was a district that hadn't gone Democratic since the 70s? 1978. Yeah. So, and the strides he made are more proof that there are people coming in and participating that are making a difference. This was a guy with, he's 30. I don't think
I know, but the fact remains that since Donald Trump won the election, or you know, since he was nominated, the Democrats have lost 3 elections. So if you're using Donald Trump as your basis for your campaign, I don't know if it's working. I don't think people are going towards the Democrats in enough numbers at this point. And it's a problem, big problem.
What we're seeing, though, is in this particular district, to your point, Whoopi, this is the most educated, wealthiest district. I hear music. District in Georgia, and education means that they are likely making more money, and we know that the Republican Party, certainly the tax cuts that the Trump administration has promised, is going to inure to the benefit of that community. So I don't think we should be so surprised that they voted in their best interest. I don't know that it's an indictment of Trump. I don't think it's an indictment of the Democrats.
Generally speaking, Sonny, generally speaking, Republicans vote in bigger numbers than Democrats.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, so the trick is to get these people to the polls. Now, how do you get them there? You've got to have a clear message. You've got to have a charismatic candidate. You've got to promise them that. You've got to do what Donald Trump did on the right.
Yes, but you know what? The bottom line is...
No.
What?
He was charismatic. I was going to say, he didn't even move into the district.
That was the issue.
The Democratic Party should have said to him, listen, you want to run, you want to win, you move into the district.
He didn't spend his whole life there.
You're not good enough.
Yeah, no, that's true. He has a good point. Not only did he not live in the district, but a vast majority of his donors came from outside the state.
The bottom line is, you can say it's a loss. I don't see it that way. I see that Democrats are coming out, and they're not coming out perhaps in the numbers you want them to come out in. Montana, this kid, the man who ran against the gentleman who won, would never have had not one iota of movement had changes not been happening. I'm saying I'm not looking at this as a loss. I'm looking at it as slow progress.
Yeah. I think that's a good point, too. I think the issue, though, what I was saying before, is the vast majority of his donors came from outside the state. He also had a lot of celebrity endorsements, and I think what was confusing for me was his messaging, because when I would hear him, I would hear a heavy focus on Trump and anti-Trump, and then I would hear some conservative rhetoric about the debt and concerns. I think, for me, when I look at the Democratic Party, what concerns me is that I don't see a clear message, and I think a lot of voters in those areas of the country that didn't vote for Hillary Clinton felt the same way, and I think if they focus on messaging...
Bernie Sanders had a clear message. Right. He just didn't get the nomination.
That's true. I agree.
He had a clear message. You need a young Bernie Sanders.
But I don't think this guy had a clear message.
In Canada, look at Macron.
Listen, Bernie had a lot of time to get his own state together. He didn't.
But Bernie was saddled as a socialist. He was old, the whole thing.
Listen, his message didn't hold.
What should the message be? What should be the Democratic message?
The message, look, I don't think there's anything wrong with the message. I think what's happening is people have to make decisions. You know, you feel you don't want to see any more gay people. I'm sorry, gay people are here, they're staying. And they do want all this. That's not going to change. You want people to understand how you feel about your God. Well, I know how you feel about your God. That's great. But you can't force me to feel about your God how you feel about your God.
I think
there are a lot of specifics that people don't want to hear anymore. They don't want to see a lot of changes. People are tired of change. But this is America, and this is what we do.
It's also a very social issues involved.